17 when I started at the art college, and I remember the first day really well because we had to make our own portfolios. Jack Halo was the vice principal then, and we had all the materials laid out on long tables for us, and we made our imperial and half imperial, as it was then, folios. And there was music playing. He asked if anybody knew what the music was, and I think one person did. To my shame, I didn't, but it was New World Symphony for Jack. And it just felt like heaven, to be there doing this with all these people. It was a place where people with creativity, their own eccentricities, if you were slightly different, it was valued. So it just felt like coming home. You did textiles, you did graphics, you did ceramics, painting. You had a bash at everything. Yeah, the tutors were great. You were left to do your own thing pretty much. There was structured teaching in life drawing. In the graphics department, we were doing typography, so we learned how to set type and things like that. But I don't remember much input really from the tutors, other than we'd be set a project and have to put all our work up on the wall, and then we'd get slammed, we'd get criticised for it. Ed Gaze could be quite a harsh critic. And then, you'd just go back and start again. But it was pretty free. We had one of our tutors, Ed Gaze, his wife Janet used to come into the college as well, and she really helped me a lot. She saw something in my work that she thought she could encourage, and she used to have me go out to her house. They lived at US Harold, and me and another friend, Pauline, would go out on the bus to do drawing at Ed and Janet's house. And it was just fabulous because it was a house of artists, and I was just knocked out by that. There was wonderful things to look at. There was original artwork on the wall. There were interesting things on every shelf. So we just used to scamper about the house with our sketchbooks and find little corners to draw in. And what a privilege, what an absolute joy. She encouraged me so much. It was brilliant. I owe a lot to Janet. Yeah, we did get involved with the first Hereford Cider Festival. Malcolm Griffiths, the ceramics teacher, was making mugs for it, and we all got involved, and the sculpture department were commissioned by Bulmers to do the Bulmers float, which was a huge papier-mâché apple. I mean, it was massive. It must have been 12 foot high. It was on a platform on wheels, and the student body had to transport it from the art college where we made it down Aylstone Hill to the Bishop's Meadow where the whole festival was happening. It was absolutely terrifying. I was on the front. There were 2 rows of people pulling with ropes, and one rope at the back, which was the brake, which just a couple of people on it. Can you imagine how hard they had to work to stop the whole thing running away? But it was great fun. There was a barrel of cider inside it. So when we got down to the Bishop's Meadow, we were all refreshed with the cider from inside the massive apple. My ex-husband got a job at Carmarthen Art School, and I didn't have Welsh, so I couldn't teach. But at that point, I started doing my own work, writing and illustrating kids' books. So I'd met lovely woman, Judith Burnley from W.H. Allen, publisher, at a party. And she'd seen some little books that I'd done and thought they might be able to develop the idea. So from that, my 3 books about Harry were born and published. I think you don't just learn from art college. I think it just becomes a real way of life. You never forget that you've been. You know it's a privilege, and you feel proud that you went, and it influences your whole life afterwards and your children, because your kids grow up in an artistic environment. My daughter went on to Hereford Art College as well. She did a performing arts course there in the 90s. And hopefully my granddaughter will be starting there next September. She wants to also do the performing arts. So it'll be 3 generations of us, which is fantastic, isn't it? It's brilliant.